Don't tell me, let me guess, you from the town that I love best. Talk Memphis, I wish you would. Talk Memphis, you sound
So now we move to the velocity of money. Talk about this for a second, Dan.
I think, and I think I just want to touch on real estate for a second on that. I mean, as it pertains to your returns come in and what do you do with that as far as your asset. And in real estate, you can increase your velocity of money, and I think that's what we want to kind of wrap it up with of just, there's several different ways. Like you buy a couple houses. How do you start getting that, we see a ton of people just buy a couple houses and that's all they do.
Yeah.
Right. But how do you sit there and increase that velocity of your money that you put to work? You made the investment, you bought some houses. And so I got 3 ways here that we can do that.
Let's do it.
All right. One is if you got positive cash flow, if you got that note set, and the payments are right and expenses are right, pay off existing debt faster, saves you thousands and thousands in interest. You're almost double the cost of a property just by I think it's more. I'd have to run that.
I'll tell you this, on a 30-year note, 30 years. If you make one extra payment a year, 7 years off the mortgage.
So it turns into 23. Yep.
Off one payment.
So $400 a month, that's times 12, 5,000 times, so that's $35,000 savings.
Yes.
Long term.
Yes.
And then that asset starts paying you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So that's one big one. Use it to the cash flow to and save it, put it on the side again, keeping that back door small.
Yep.
Get your front doors big because you got some cash flows coming in from the real estate. Leverage it to buy more.
Just hang on to it.
Till you buy. Use it as your down payment for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So that because I think there's a balance. People worry about affecting their lifestyle. Well, if you start investing, you can still have that. You can keep your lifestyle in balance, not have to just keep pouring that 20% over here.
That's right.
Try to get the 20% coming from your assets to leverage down on more.
We got the BRRRR strategy for number 3.
Yeah, that's right. I think, and this takes some time. This one, the third one, it kind of takes some time. I had to think about this for a while, but you go 7 years into, a program, a payoff schedule. There's some equity there.
Yeah. So
if you have 5 houses, 7 years goes by, you're going to have several $100,000 in equity.
Yep.
Pull it out.
Use it again.
Now and then again, it goes into that active or passive.
Yeah. What do you want to
do with it? Do you want to go take that money and then loan it to somebody else doing it, to flip it or to buy real estate?
Because some people stop right there, right?
That's right.
They'll take that lump sum of cash, invest it one time. They've made that big decision. They've made that hurdle. They're going to make that money, and they're comfortable.
On the horror story, on the flip side, that's how we ended up with 15 duplexes in Berkeley. A guy in Colorado inherited 15 duplexes free and clear. And he did this line like I'm talking about, but what he did was go spend it on himself, $500,000. So guess what? He didn't take care of the properties. Then he didn't pay the taxes. Then he didn't pay the insurance. So then we took him over, and that's been probably 7 years ago. And if I looked at, this is a good example to bring into play. We owe half of what we owe, probably 200 maybe out of the 500. And got probably 5 years left on 15 duplexes. Yeah, so it's a sad. I mean, his dad built that up. It was free and clear, and handed him 20 duplexes. That's 40 units. That should have been.
That could retire him.
$20,000 a month, probably $10,000 a month.
Yeah,
something like that. So for the rest of his life, instead he chose to blow it in 500. But
Yeesh.
Don't tell me, let me guess, you from the town that I love.